Hello and welcome. My name is Giacomo Mura, and today we talk about the short piece for piano, meaning with that a piece that is independent, not part of a larger composition, and that is not really long, lasts just a bunch of minutes. As we all know, this type of piece, this genre, is mostly connected to the Romantic world. Chopin is definitely the most important composer in this sense, but also really all the Romantics, all the great Romantics, Mendelssohn, Schumann, Brahms, they all composed short independent pieces. Point is, this genre was not born in the Romantic period, it existed prior to that, but was a very different type conception of composition. Why? Because when we go to the classical age, the second half of the 18th century, we find the Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven kind of environment. And back then, the short piece was definitely not a canonic kind of genre. On the other hand, all those compositions meant for the public audience, meant to be part of the major body of the production of a composer, were all big multi-movement compositions, the big forms, the symphony, the sonata, the string quartet, the concerto, and so on. So the short piece was really the opposite of this. But for these composers, it still existed, but in a niche and particular way, which was really music for themselves. It was not meant to be published, it was not meant for a large audience, but a composer like Mozart, writing short pieces, he did a few, was really something for experimental purposes, something in his own laboratory, something that was not meant to be seen or heard by basically other people. Of course, with this, I definitely not mean vocal composition. Let's stay on short pieces for piano, so full instrumental. Now we go and listen to a pretty crazy example of this. This is the Menuet K355, 355. A menuet, so a typical little dance of that time, but as you will see, of course, Mozart did not have any intention to make this public, and you will see immediately why do I mean that. Let's listen. Very normal, a bit close. Repetition. Listen to the bass. Left hand. And now we relax. Second part. Of course, this is a composition that is by himself for himself. It's definitely experimental. And the real crazy thing about this is that the two hands of the piano have their own life. If you isolate and you play only the right hand, which is the melodic part, there is nothing strange with this piece. It sounds like a very normal movement menuet, sorry, a very normal menuet of the 18th century. It is a typical classical menuet. It is when you add the left one that these disturbing harmonies, these dissonances, this chilling kind of elements, they kick in. This is very remarkable. Once again, they put in question the stereotype that Mozart is a mainly melodic composer. He's for sure a composer that gives a lot of weight and importance to melody, yes. But in a composition like this, it really shows how it is the harmonic part that brings in the very soul of the piece, that is so striking and so anti-conventional. Something that shows what the short piece for Mozart is. Something on his desk meant to stay there for himself while he was producing the big operas and the big concertos, the big symphonies for the rest of us. And he probably would be surprised if he knew that nowadays we listen, we record, we perform such piece, and we find it amazing. We find it something that shows a very incredible side of his genius. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video with another little but great musical story.